What is going on, people on YouTube? I am TwoHats Excel here with a new video, and I hope everyone is having a great day. So the topic I want to cover today goes over the terminology of Microsoft Excel. You can do so much with it, but before I cover all the cool stuff, I gotta cover the basics. So I made this guide here, and I really hope it helps you guys. But without further ado, let's begin. So Microsoft Excel. It's a spreadsheet program included in Microsoft Office suite of applications. So if we go online here, we can see the applications. Word, mainly used for writing. PowerPoint, presenting. OneNote, collaborations, Outlook, emails, etc. Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet program. And a spreadsheet is an electronic document which data is arranged in rows and columns, or it's made to store and utilize data, I would say is a better way of saying that. What I like to picture it as is someone with a lot of calculators or sticky notes. Might sound goofy, but bear with me. So each of these cells can store something. It can store either formulas, functions, names, numbers, whatever. You can have like millions of them in each spreadsheet. But Microsoft Excel isn't the only program that uses spreadsheets. If we go online here again, we can see a lot of other programs that utilize spreadsheets. So moving on, the workbook. It refers to an Excel spreadsheet file. It compiles all the data that you have entered. So workbook, it's basically the thing that you save the Excel file as. That's a workbook. And a shared workbook allows multiple users to view and edit data from a network. So worksheets or spreadsheets, documents, or pages that reside inside the workbook. So this one I have 3 so far. I can delete this third one, or I could add it again. Now it's 4. But with spreadsheets, the one that's currently green here is called your active one, and it's the one that you have open. So there's an easy way to distinguish against a workbook and a worksheet. A workbook may consist of multiple worksheets, but a worksheet will only belong to one workbook. Excel names the workbook as book whatever number until renamed, and Excel names the worksheet as sheet whatever number until renamed. Just picture a workbook as a binder. That's an easy way to distinguish between the two of them, and picture a worksheet as a sheet of paper inside that binder. So rows travel down the spreadsheet and are numbered. Clicking on a row will select the entire row, and you can alter the height. So click on the number, selects the whole row, and I could just scroll down and it alters the height, and then if I double click, it auto sets it back. Columns travel across the spreadsheet and are assigned letters. Can't talk. Clicking on one of those letters or column headings will select the entire column. You can also alter the column width. So this is just like the rows, columns, you can click and it'll select them. Obviously they're letters, not numbers. If you double click, it'll alter automatically to fit whatever is inside of it. Cells, the basic blocks which compose of the spreadsheet. Any data that you enter on the worksheet gets placed inside one of these cells. Every cell contains an address or a cell reference which depends on the column and row. So if I click on B4, you can see the cell name is B4, or the cell address is B4. Any cell may become color-coded, display text, or numbers. The currently open cell is classified as the active cell. So just like the active sheet. Active sheet is sheet 1. Active cell is C5. Cell range, a collection of cells. By using a colon between the cell references, Excel determines the range or array. This is something different It's a different definition, actually, a merged cell. I'll show that too. But say if I have like this selected, this is a range of data or a range of cells. And you can see this if I do like a formula. See, it goes D6 to H12. So it starts at D6 right here, goes to H12 down here. And it'll select this whole box. And if you want, you could create a merged cell by doing that. And now, like say if I select a range, it'll select all of that. And then you can unmerge it. Pretty interesting. So the ribbon remains above the spreadsheet with sections of tabs. The tabs contain groups which house the commands. And I know that sounds complicated because I tried writing it to explain it, but alright, so this is the ribbon up here. And these are your tabs. Data, review, view. And below in the tabs you have groups. So charts, that's its own group. And inside the charts you have commands for it. So I can command it to give me a clustered column line chart. And here, and I'm gonna show you some interesting stuff with this. So you can customize your ribbon, add your own new tabs in, your new groups, your commands too inside those groups. Regardless, so the formula bar resides below the ribbon and above the spreadsheet, and it displays the contents of an active cell and all the components of a formula. You can see this in this one. The cell displays the 4, and the formula bar displays the formula that's inside of it. Formula used to calculate a value based on data from one or more other cells. Formulas often consist of some combination of arithmetic operators, which is like plus, minus, times, or division. They may include functions or other cell references. Sequence must begin with an equal sign. That's important. So operator is a symbol or a sign that indicates the type of calculation and expression. And they don't have to be math types. You can have like a comparison or a text concatenation or a reference operator also exists. Let me show you some examples of this. So if I did equals this greater than this, then it's gonna be like, well, yeah, that's true. 4 is greater than 3. So text one, if we had like Fred and just do another name, Bob, and if we did equals this one plus this one, then Excel is going to be like, well, those aren't the right values. They're words, numbers. So if we do and, then it'll combine them. Functions, a pre-written formula in Excel made to perform calculations such as summation and averaging, help by simplifying complex formulas in a worksheet. You may even combine many functions and operators in a single formula. Here, the most commonly used ones are on the page as well as the formulas tab, I mean. And I just want the autos. I'm dumb. Okay, if I come down here, click on sum, hit enter, it'll auto sum everything above it. And then I could change the range too on it. Say if I didn't want 4 on it, I could just do error codes appear if Excel finds a problem with a provided formula. Then I listed all the error codes for you. Template, a formatted workbook designed to help users fulfill a need in Excel. Examples of this might include a stock analysis, process map, or a calendar. So if you open up Excel or a new file in Excel, or I could come here, but you can hit new and you'll see a lot of templates that you can get. I'm going to be doing my next video over Welcome to Excel. Formatting changes the way cells look in a spreadsheet. Visual appearance of the cell changes, but the values remain constant. So if we come here, we can click on this format and It has like the cell size, visibility, that good stuff. Condition formatting, just the way that cell data looks to certain cells when conditions such as duplicate values or values above or below the threshold are met. So I'm going to show you this really quick. Let's just say I type in a lot of numbers here. Then I click on this, click on condition formatting, and this one highlights the highest number as red. This one does it highest number as green and the lowest number as red. And it'll let you view data easier that way. And there's a lot of things you can do. That was only one of them. Filter, rules that apply to certain cell dependent on their values and conditions. Filters are pretty cool, I would say. If we come up here, we can go over here and create a filter for these. And now, let's say if I just want to see the 4s, it'll get rid of the 3s, but then I could bring them back too. These panes allow you to select specific columns or rows to remain visible even when you scroll away. So if you come over here to view, and if you go to freeze panes, you can freeze your top row, freeze certain panes that you want, and freeze the first column row. So let's just try to freeze like the certain rows. Like say if I want Fred and Bob to appear with all of this heading 1. So now if I scroll down, column 1 is still there, and if I scroll to the right, A and B are still displayed. So freeze panes, love it. Fill enables you to copy data to more than one cell. Fill, it's pretty much auto, like in its name, so you don't usually use the function here. Usually like it does it itself, like if you're but you can also use autofill if you just do that. You can just auto sum. I've already shown auto sum, but it adds the numbers you entered in your sheet and displays the total. So I'm re-recording right now because I missed some things that I wanted to talk about before. With auto formatting, it's an automated format application to cells that match predetermined criteria. To get this command to show up, you actually have to go to File and do the options thing that I showed you before. Go to Customize Your Ribbon, and I already have it inserted, but you can find it if you go to All Commands, Auto Format, and then you would hit OK. But what it basically does is if you have some data, you can set it to one of these preset formats. And something else that I forgot to cover, in your groups you have these little boxes in the bottom right corner, and if you click on it, it'll give you more options for that group. So for font, you'll have more options to format the cell. Some of them won't be listed here, so you have to click it to view them all. Data validation prevents people from entering incorrect data into the worksheet. This is most commonly used to create down lists and promote accuracy within the worksheet. So this is more complicated, I would say, to do. But usually what it's saying is people like creating lists, and then the sources that's what you want in the list, like so. That, and then you could also put like an input message. Now I can only select 3 or 4. So the table. So say if you're dealing with like a lot of data, like say Fred and Bob here, we'll do one on. So we can just select the information and then create a pivot table. Worksheet, that's good. Tables are made to summarize a lot of data. The charts are just like pivot tables, only they provide like a visual aid to the chart, or to the table, I mean. The area are the points on the worksheet where you can drag the pivot table to, so pivot area. Source data is the data that you use for the pivot table. Value areas are the identified cells that contain the summary of information. And then items, subcategories of fields in your pivot table. That is all of the terms that I have. In my next video, I'll be covering one of the template tutorials of Excel, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching the video, and until next time.